to you today. We talked about this the last time that I got on the call, but I want to pose to you, how do you feel on today? What is different about you on today? And it's very, very important that you get very clear on that you get very clear on what that looks like. You know, we're at the Mansion Mastermind Life of a Travelpreneur. And yesterday we had an opportunity to write out, you know, hey, what would life look like for you in the next 1 year? What will life look like for you in the next 2 years? What will life look like for you in the next 3 years? And we were instructed to go in detail. We were instructed to begin to write out how exactly we would feel. We were instructed to write out, you know, what would be different. You know, what changes would be made in our life if we had the physical equivalent of what we were believing for right now. And what I want you to do is I'm gonna share this exercise with you really quickly. So drop in the chat if you thought about what your life would be December 31st, 2021. Right? If you thought about what your life would be December 31st, 2021, write down some adjectives in the chat that would explain that. And let's take a look. Write down some adjectives in the chat that would explain what life would look like for you December 31st, 2021. And let's take a look. So some people are saying grateful. Some people are saying elevated, financial, right? Some people are saying success. Some people are saying, hey, I'd be giving 4 figures a week. I'd be free, right? Continue to drop what that looks like for you. What are some things that you would do? What are some things that you would buy? How would you look at yourself? How would you allow other people to look at you? You know, some people are saying they would feel excellent. They would be operating from a place of abundance. You know, we got another abundance as well. Some people are saying that they would have multiple investments. I want you to really take it a step further on today. People are saying that they will feel blessed. People are saying that they will feel free. And I resonate with everything that you're talking about. And what I want you to do on this morning is I want you to embody what that looks like right now. I want you to embody what that looks like, what that feels like right now. If you knew that being happy and grateful now for whatever you just typed in the chat would allow it to be done in 2021, I just had to act from that place right now. How soon would you begin to operate from that place? How soon would you begin to operate from a person that's impacting lives? How soon would you begin to operate as a person of abundance? You know, how soon would you operate as a person that's successful? How soon would you operate as a person that's free, as a person that's giving? You want to begin to operate from that place right now. You know, one of the biggest words, what's 2 words actually, that I'm gonna be holding on to is super rich. Is super rich. I got really excited about that. And I talked to Javon about this the other day, how his word will be confirmed with signs and wonders. And the last spot that I was staying at before we got to the place that we're at right now, everything was super rich. All the shampoo, all the conditioner, all the stuff that they had, you know, in your view was all saying super rich. So that began to get me excited. I got really excited washing my hair, moisturizing my hair and stuff like that particular day, because while I was doing so, I was stepping into what it felt like to be super rich, stepping into what it actually meant to operate as a super rich individual. And for me, I understood that individual is somebody that's feeling good all the time. That individual is somebody that's anxiety free. That individual is somebody who has the heart to give and is in position to give every single day. That's somebody that is constantly looking for more opportunities to give. That's somebody that's constantly looking for more opportunities to serve. That's somebody that's constantly looking to transfer that energy, to transfer that belief, to be able to help somebody else feel super rich as well, because the moment that you feel it, it's already yours. And if you can say that you begin to feel that on this first day of the year in 2021, do me a favor, drop the word super rich in the chat. Right? And super rich is relative to whatever rich means for you, to whatever wealth means for you, to whatever abundance means for you. And then I took it a step further. Like, this just dropped into my spirit right now. Then I took it a step further and I said, man, that's awesome that they put the super in front of the rich. Did you catch that? I caught it if you caught that they put the super in front of the rich. So what you're telling me is you're gonna put supernatural on top of my riches, on top of the experience of being a rich individual. So what does that remind me? That reminds me, right, that I just have to make sure that I do the work on my end. I do the work on the natural. I'm believing in the natural. In my natural eye, I'm seeing the right things. With my natural ears, I'm hearing the right things. You got to be very, very aware of that. So the place that we're operating from as an organization is super rich. And you want to make sure that you stepped into that. The biggest thing that we got from on yesterday was to literally step into it. To literally step into it. That person, that leader that's going to have all the cars, all the clothes, all the cribs, that's going to have the personal assistants, that's going to have, the personal drivers, multiple personal drivers, right? Multiple personal shoppers. I want you to step into how that person is moving on it every single day, how they're viewing themselves, how they're dressing, what they smell like. Begin to really step into that. Everybody on this call, what I want you to do is, I want you to take whatever your cologne is, whatever your perfume is that you use right now, and begin to look for what's that next level smell gonna be for you, right? What's that next level smell gonna be for you? Is it gonna be Bond number 9? Is it gonna be Baccarat? You feel what I'm saying? Identify what that smell is gonna be. Begin to start putting yourself in a place to get samples of that. Begin to start putting yourself in a place to where you could begin to smell what that is. You can smell what that looks like. And I can now feel like an individual that is earning the amount of income of that particular caliber. Get very uncomfortable on today. Make sure that your vision environment is what it needs to look like. I wouldn't have, and this is really good as far as making an investment into your growth environment, making an investment into what you allow your physical eye to see, in turn what you allow your mind's eye to see. I had the opportunity to get another room that night, but the decision that I made to stay where I did put me in a place where I got upgraded to a suite, and then put me in a place to where the accommodations, what they had for me, everything said super rich. So imagine if I didn't give myself that experience. And I want you to think about that as well for the people that you get exposed to changing their life this year, that you get exposed to making more money in this space this year. What kind of experiences am I giving people for them to say, I want to go ahead and do what it is that you did? I want you to really think about that. What kind of experiences are you really giving people? When was the last time that not only you stretched your mind, but you got somebody that you love and that you care about in a different environment, which stretched their mind as well, to where they may have not been operating from super rich prior to, and now they can step into super rich. Now they can step into what that looks like. Now they can step into abundance. Why? Because they have felt what abundance looks like. I had to hop into a couple Blacks on this weekend to really understand what that looks like to get picked up in that caliber. Then you can grow that desire of having that personal driver. But I can't grow that desire until I put myself in a position to experience it. So sometimes you might have to drop that extra $10 to go ahead and experience that. Sometimes you might have to go get a little more of an expensive coffee just to put yourself in a certain environment to begin to feel and identify how individuals are moving, how they're grooving, how they're vibing, right? How they're literally moving through the space and operating in the space Some people on this call, you may begin to make a decision going into 2021. I got to start flying first class. I got to make more money to give myself that experience, because I can't really grow that particular desire until I first experienced it. Now I can grow the super rich desire because I've experienced what super rich looks like. I've experienced what super rich looks like to be picked up. I've experienced what super rich looks like as it pertains to living. I've experienced what super rich looks like as it pertains to grooming. Does that make sense? Let me know if that makes sense in the chat. It's very, very important that you don't just hear me on today, that you go and take action. Everything that you wrote down, that you said that you're believing for, that's going to take place 2021, 2022, 2023. You got to make sure that you're getting yourself in a place to experience those things multiple times, to where your subconscious says, I believe that, I can have that, I deserve that, you clearly want that. Let's make our way to that. And that's where the practical means of its attainment comes into play. That's where the practical means of its attainment comes into play. So life's experiences, 2021, what's different about myself? I'm giving myself the correct life's experiences that will do something to my emotions, that will do something to my physiology, that will change my state, that will have me operating from super rich. And then I have to identify who's around me, what's around me. I did a live talking about who's wearing you down. A lot of people on this call, unfortunately, you can't operate in that super rich place because there's people that you love and that you care about, and they don't want you to operate from that place. They hate that you're thinking about operating from that place. So they're speaking against that. You're speaking super rich 5 times a day. They're speaking lack on your situation 100 times a day. Now, what do you have to do to be able to combat that going into 2021? I got to up my confession. I got to get really, really fired up about my confession. I got to make sure my physiology is intact. I might have to jump around real quick. I might have to smack myself real quick. I might have to get really, really excited and remind myself, yo, I got to be saying this thing every single day, every hour of the day, every opportunity that I have, because there's other people speaking the opposite. There's other people speaking the opposite. So I got to get clear on that. I have to be okay with that too. I have to be okay with the fact that everybody's not going to be speaking life onto my situation. And they're not meant to. That's your job. That's your job to speak life over your situation, to operate from the person that you know that you truly are, from the person that you were real life called to be. And I want you to sit on that. I want you to sit on that. I want you to sit on that. Think about conversations going into 2021 that didn't serve you last year. Think about connections that didn't serve you. Think about experiences that didn't serve you. And begin to make that shift. Begin to identify, okay, what has to be removed? What is an anchor? What is a weight? What is something that the moment that I take it out of my life, that I'll begin to feel free? Let me go back and look what folks were saying earlier. What is that thing that I had to remove to where I could begin to start feeling successful and really feeling it and not just saying it? What's that thing that I got to remove from my ship to where I can start feeling excellent and really feeling like that and not just saying it because somebody told me to say it on a call? What's that thing that I got to get off of my ship to really begin to feel what abundance looks like? And then take it a step further to understand that I deserve abundance. What do I got to do? Who got to get off of my ship? What has to get off of my ship for me to begin to feel and operate from a blessed state? You want to be able to operate from that place on today. Straight up, honestly feeling like December 31st, 2021 is tomorrow. Everything has already happened. And it has. Drop "it has happened" in the chat as we're closing. It has. It has happened. It has happened. Drop "it has happened." If you believe that it already has happened for you, I should see multiple "it has happened" in the chat. Right? I would see multiple "it has happened" in the chat. Because it has happened. The moment that you get yourself into a place of believing. How do I get myself into a place of believing? What am I seeing? What am I hearing? Every single day. What am I doing to change my state? When I know I'm not operating from the place that I need to, what am I now doing to change my state? To operate from the place that I need to, from the vibration that I need to, from the level 10 leader that I need to go ahead and change my life forever. That's my time. I definitely appreciate everybody that took the time out to get on this particular call. Go ahead and crush the day. Happy Friday to you again. Happy New Year to you as well. Javon, take it away.